Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Our topic today is very interesting, and I hope people will enjoy listening. And I hope that we will learn something good for today. I know that those kind of topics is not. I mean, most of people they like. I mean, things which more exciting for many. Those things are not exciting. Those things sometimes can cause sadness if you think about it. In the front of us, we have a picture, and I chose this picture specifically because it presents the life of many of us. And that doesn't mean necessarily you are a homeless or a person seeking some sandwiches, but all of us, we need help. And help have different stages. Some, as we see in the picture here, this man, he is desperately looking for something very simple. He have no home, he have no food. In other way, he have nothing. The only thing he have is hope that help is coming. So maybe you are not homeless, maybe you are living in a wealthy family, or maybe you are wealthy. Maybe you are poor, maybe you are middle class, maybe. But all of those, they share one thing: hope. Hope of something good to come. Now, the help we are asking for in our life can be different from person to person, depend what he or his situation or her situation. Depend in the location, depend in countries. You know, yes, all of us, we are human, and we are, I believe God, he created us equal, but we don't have equal opportunity, sadly. As an example, if you are a person who live in Africa, most of African countries, they suffer from a lot of issues. One of them, or the biggest, is being very poor. So the purpose of life will change, depend on the person, location, even religion, and situation. I don't know if what I am saying is clear. As an example, if I'm a poor person, we have many brothers and sisters from Indonesia listen to us here. You will see someone from Indonesia, her dream is to go and work abroad so she can pay for her kids. That is a purpose of life for her, so she can send her children to school. She work as a maid in a family she don't know. Maybe they will be bad, maybe they will torture her, maybe they will even rape her. Still, she is willing to do it. That is the purpose of life, based on love, not based on what she can accomplish, because simply she accomplished nothing, or what accomplished is for others. I mean, she just accomplished to be a maid. That is not an accomplishment. There's nobody like to be a maid. Nobody like to be serving others for money and give you orders. But for such a person, she still accomplish a lot, because she go and she work hoping she can send some money to her poor family. But if you are born in in Germany, or born in America, I mean, the story is different. Your purpose of life is different. And here I'm talking about purpose of life as an individual, as a natural thing, like survival mode. You know, we have a survival mode as a human. So we need to divide between purpose of life, which is about someone he is in the stage of survival, and purpose of life of somebody is not in the stage of survival. You will notice right away that the purpose of life change. And then we have other scenario for what we call purpose of life. If you are a person who is religious and you are so much close to God, then your purpose of life is totally different from someone just want to have a better future. It's totally different. So we need to add that into consideration. Spiritual person, his purpose of life is totally different from someone is not. Then we add another scenario. Purpose of life, because you are coming from background which is teaching you to be hateful. As you know, some religion teach people to be hateful and make purpose of life to do harm to others. That is ugly and evil. And then we have another scenario where you by nature are different from others, and you enjoy making others successful. Your purpose of life is not you. The purpose of life is someone else. You enjoy it, you love it. And I believe that this is the most lucky person, because he is really happy. It doesn't matter what he do. He's not, you know, he's not living for himself. At the end of the day, whatever he accomplish, he is happy, because he will never feel like he did not he's not satisfied, because always you can help others and you can make them happy. And if that make you happy, I mean, that's it. As the Bible teach, you know, like what the benefit of somebody he won the world and he lost himself. So there's many purpose of life, depend on what you think, what are you about, what do you want from this earth. Are you about money? You will see a woman, she spent a lot of money just for makeup, and suddenly she became her purpose in life to stay, and she looked like a Barbie. That's it. She's first thing in the morning she sit in the mirror, last thing at night she sit in the front of the mirror, and whatever money she make between is just for the mirror. So in such a case, I see a very sad scenario, because you are worried about your image, how you will look like, and sooner or later your image will change, and no mirror and no makeup and no money in the world can make you look young again. That is a purpose of life for some. So purpose of life can be either something silly, stupid, and then you end with a silly accomplishment, or it can be something important, fantastic, and you will have an amazing success. Many of us, we have dreams, and me myself actually I have, and I will share with you something I wish I can accomplish. I live in a very cold area, extremely cold. I hate really to be in such a cold long winter. I wish I can go and see, like in an area where every morning I see the sun. But it's so expensive and I cannot accomplish that, at least for now. But that is not my purpose of life. That is just something I wish to change, I wish to have, but this is not my purpose of life, and it will never be. But this is something will make me more happy. Let us say more living normal life, you know, like going out, see the sun, see the nature. I mean, staying 6 months inside indoor is not really fun. But this is gonna be a purpose of life. My car is 12 years old or maybe more, but I will never change it as long as it's working, even maybe 10 years from now. I mean, what's wrong with 10 years old, 12 years old car? I don't get jealous if I see somebody have a driving 2019, 18 car. I mean, my car is fine. So if you make your purpose of life to compete with others in something silly, you will never be happy, because okay, today you bought 2019 car, well, next year there's 2020 car and somebody is driving it, you are not. Here we go, you are sad again. I'm not sure if what I'm saying is clear for you guys. So what do we want? What really we are seeking? All of us, we seek security. As an example, I work today and for tomorrow. So tomorrow, a weekend is coming, I can take a break. Okay, what else? Oh, so one day I will have retirement or will have security, so I will not be homeless in the street like this poor person. But should not be a purpose of life. Should be, let us say, a smart thinking. Like, you know, think about tomorrow. Even though the Bible says that the birds, they are birds, they don't store anything, yet they can, you know, they survive. So what we want from this life, right? Somebody is saying, show the new TV I bought. I bought a TV because my old TV is not working. That's not good. Secondly, it's very cheap one. Is that what you make you worry? Show your new TV. So, you know, as you see here, you see some people, they are kind of silly. So are you saying you live to buy a TV? In America, TVs are very cheap. Actually, if you put a TV in the street outside, people, they will not even steal it. They will not even take it. You have to pay somebody to take it. So this is a cheap thinking and silly thinking of this person. Always we have, you know, to be mature, and we need, let us say, improvement in our life and our thinking. Improvement in life is not about a TV. Yeah, all right. We as you know, as adult, we always need to think, what exactly can make me be happy now and tomorrow? Being poor will not make me happy, will bring misery to my life. And there's no question about that. If you are poor, I mean, you have additional stress to the point even maybe you cannot afford to have your food in the table. You know, being poor, it can go worse more than, I mean, having a TV is not important when you are poor. You know, I'm lucky I live in America, and most of things is very cheap. I mean, it's really cheap. So like maybe having a big screen TV in some countries is a dream. It's a big dream, maybe. You know, I was in the Philippines and I saw a screen TV, which is normal screen size, is almost for $3,000. But this is for someone who live in the Philippines. How somebody can afford that? But this will not change that Filipinos can be happy. So the purpose of life depends on the person. If you are a person who is very silly and shallow, then you will think about a new purpose of life. Okay, I want to have a big screen TV and that will make me happy. But then after you buy it, still you find yourself you want more. That is a very shallow thinking from our friend who was texting in the chat. These things can make our life, let us say, easier, nicer, but will not make our life good. Good life is a person, he feel happy always. And when I say always, I mean always, even if you have problems, because you know life comes with problems, and life without problems does not exist. Actually, it's not beautiful. And to make it simple for you, the reason you enjoy salty food, because there is salt, and you know what the difference between salt and without salt. So if you never taste the salt with the food, you will never know that if we add salt is better. So life is like that. Life bring good and bad, and the good sometime will not be known unless we see the bad of it. Or let us say the sad side of the life make the good side of the life appear and more clear to us. Like I was talking about being in a warm area. Okay, if I did not live in a cold area, I will not know what is the difference between them, and I will not be wishing even to go out or to move. So as this person in front of us in the picture, if you never been hungry, you will never know what it's mean to be not hungry. If you never been homeless, You will never know what it's meant to be uh, having a house. I mean, many of us don't appreciate what we have. We don't appreciate the food in the table. We don't appreciate having a roof in the top of us, even if it's a poor house. Still, you are a lucky person. There's millions of people, they are homeless. There's a children have no houses. Children, they are born with no family, and they are used and abused and raped, and even they kidnapped and they force them into prostitution. I mean, go and you can watch many documentary, and they are real about horrible things happen in this earth. So every one of us, because of his background, he have different issues and he have different target. But I find that all of us, we can seek a good purpose of life, which is going to make us really happy and feel better. And the purpose of life should not be about me. You see, when you make life is about you, you will never be happy. To make it simple, I spoke many times about people who they are selfish. Selfish is like a person in the dark, and he feel like he is a wolf and he want to snap everything around him. He want to take anything. He don't want anyone to have anything. If he could, he can do it. He will do it, or she will do it. But this person, doesn't matter how much he succeed to take what is not his or her, they will never ever be happy, because their selfishness is their poison, is their sadness. When you are selfish, you tell me what can make you happy? Nothing. First of all, the first thing you will notice that people will leave you. People will know about you, will discover that you are not a good person. You will have no friends. You will have no family. Nobody will trust you. Nobody will marry you. And if they marry you, they will divorce you, sooner or later. Selfishness is #1 problem we suffer from in this earth. You see, if you go in America, there is maybe 15 people, they own more than the 85% or the 90% of the American. Just a few people. They own billions. And there's some, they own just a couple of dollars in their pocket. That is always based on selfishness. I mean, someone like Bill Gates, or someone like the owner of Amazon or Alibaba or etc. I mean, how much money they will spend, and what this money, I mean, why they need this money? How much money they want to make more? They want to make more. They are still not satisfied. They want to make more and more and more, even though they have billions. So we have a few minutes ago somebody talking about can you show us your TV? It's a TV. And this person, because he is selfish, he is thinking about himself, he is trying to prove a point. Like, this guy, he have a TV, he just bought a new TV. That's mean he is, you know, he is a billionaire. You know, maybe he's Bill Gates. I mean, otherwise, how he can buy a new TV? This person, he is not thinking only about himself. He's thinking about something evil. He's trying to lead you into understanding that this person, you know, he's not what he's saying. Just for buying a TV. What he will say if I bought a new car. So there is people who they are selfish and they try to hurt your feeling, and this is one of the signs of being selfish. You don't care what you say to others, you love it to hurt others, and you like to hurt. So even in a conversation, have no reason to hurt someone. You love and you enjoy throwing some words, like as if you are a wolf in the dark, waiting for it, so you will hurt the person in front of you. This person, or this kind of a person, he enjoy evil stuff. And I believe that if you have any kind of selfishness, you have to start from now working against it and fighting it. Because one day you will wake up and you will find yourself like this lonely wolf in the middle of the dark. Nobody love you, and mostly everybody hate you. And then, you know, after you make people hate you, it's very hard to make them love you again, because they don't trust you no more. They lost your trust. I mean, that's it. They experience from you that you are a selfish person. So the first thing I want to say about purpose of life, the purpose of life should not be about me. If you go and watch videos and read books and read documentaries and studies, you will see that all of them is speaking about your purpose of life, your purpose of life. Again, your purpose of life, and it's focusing on you. And this is why you are not happy, because you are focusing in you. The second you focus on yourself, you became selfish, and that will make you sad. You know what I mean? Mr. Habib, he said, I have an anger problem. You see, anger problem doesn't make you a bad person. That does not make you a bad person. That make you just, you know, you need to teach yourself how to control your issues. But doesn't make you, especially if people around you, they understand that you are a good-hearted person, and let us say your anger is from a good heart. You know, there is some people, they get angry so fast, but because they have a good heart, they forget very fast. You know what I mean? A person who have an anger problem, it doesn't mean he is a bad person. This is not a selfish person. This is just a person, you know, he have like a temper. Even it's not a good temper, but most likely, most of those people, like Mr. Habib here, they get angry very fast and then they forgive, and you know, they have a good heart. Actually, I think most of people who get angry so fast, they are good inside them. They are not really bad. You know, they are, because you see, he is not thinking about, he's not evil. Evil ones, they control their anger, and they hurt you when you are not aware. You know what I mean? The bad ones, they will not show their anger, and they will not show that they want to hurt you. A good-hearted person, he got upset in a second, and then after 2 seconds, he's like a you know, Santa Claus. So what happened? Because he have a good heart. Those people are not bad, but they have to deal with their issue and try to control it. Because you know, like if I am you, if I have like an anger issue, if I get angry and I feel I'm losing control, just open the door and go walk a lot, you know, walk like 15 minutes, relax, and come back. Don't argue, don't you know, always avoid. If you are a person who cannot control yourself, avoid 2 things: violence and bad language, because both is going to be very hard to be forgetting and forgiven. If you hurt others physically, or you hurt them by words. So if you know that you are losing your temper, just open the door, go. Let's say you are talking to your wife, and your wife, she made you upset. Okay, you know you are going to lose it. Open the door, says, okay, I will be back. Walk for 10 minutes, relax, come back. All right? But that will not make you a bad person. You are not really a bad person, not in my book. Most of us, when we get into a situation we are upset, we keep our, let us say, pain inside our heart, and not all of us can handle it. It can be really hurting. This is why we hear about people committing suicide, because simply they keep inside them, and they cannot release it. And that is like a cooking pressure, and there's no you know, there's no security release, you know, so the pressure will not explode, and one day it will explode. So When you are a person suffering from some issues, try to release it. You know, find a friend who you can trust. You talk to him, take it out. Don't keep inside you. And yesterday we spoke about a verse in the Bible, if you remember, when we said in First Corinthians chapter 13, and the verse is speaking about love. Let me grab the verse. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. Uh, if you read this sentence, and I know Habib is a Muslim, but I advise him to read this verse carefully in the Bible, will help him a lot. Love is patient. So I find that the purpose of life starts from here. If we can find love in our life, then we can find many purpose of life, not one. Because love is like a huge umbrella. You love your family, you love your friends, you love to help, you love to be nice, you love to be good, you love to be righteous, you love. As long everything you do is based on love, your life is different. You will change. But if you love yourself, you lost everybody else. Do you understand me, Mr. Habib? If you love yourself, and I'm here talking, I'm not saying that loving yourself is, I'm not saying hate yourself, no, but I'm saying if you make yourself the reason for the only love you know is loving yourself. So it's good to love yourself, but to love yourself, that's God that created you. I'm happy to be alive, to be exist, but not to make yourself the purpose of everything in life, and not to think that everybody around you is created just for you to be used and abused. Like, okay, I have a mother, she cook for me. Oh, okay, so she must be my maid. Oh, I have a wife, she is doing laundry for me. Oh, she must be my maid. So if you think in such a way, then you are destroying everything beautiful around you. Your mom, she is cooking for you because she loves you. She's your mother, not because she is your maid. And same as for your wife. So if you start thinking about yourself, that everything happened and you are in the center, then you will lose everything around you. But if you are a person who love to help, love, like you enjoy to see that you made somebody happy, look how your life has changed. Now your purpose is not you no more, but yet actually it is you at the end, because you did make someone happy, and that make you happy. So you see, you are the winner. You've been good to your mother, your parents, you've been good to your family. That will make them send their love back to you, because they say, okay, look how wonderful this husband is, look how wonderful this wife is, look how wonderful this son is. All this love which you send out, even though you are not asking for a return, is going to come back to you. So if we read all the books which is there in the shelves, speaking about the purpose of life, and they make it as if it's about a successful career, making better salary, buying your house, blah blah blah. This is stupid. That will make you just temporarily excited for accomplishing something, but that is not purpose. Because all those things, one day you will leave and you will go without them. You will not take your house with you, you will not take your car with you, you will take nothing. The only thing remain of you is a memory. Either it's going to be a sad memory, people remember you as an evil person, or as a loving good person. All right. So I find that first the Bible helped me a lot as a Christian to have different purpose of my life, and this is why actually I enjoy being live with you and serving. It's a joy. It's a joy for me to see somebody believe in what I believe, and I believe I was able to make him be saved as an example. So that is different level of joy. So when you are a person who try to make your accomplishment is not about you, then the purpose of life will be bigger and will be beautiful, and then you will find yourself a part of a big huge family. It's not just a wife and children no more. Like here we have a friend, our friend here in the chat is talking about he have family, he have fight with his wife, etc. Because you made your life small, and the purpose of your life is just concentrated in that area. Let us say you are a person, as you said, you are divorced, but life is not over. Still you can be happy, you can take care of your children, and you can be good to them, and life continue. Purpose of life is bigger than such a thing. So to make it simple, purpose of life should not be about accomplishment of finance or business. That is different story. That is a purpose of success, of improvement. Let us say getting better in in life, how I live, like okay, I used to have a bicycle and now I have a car. That's what make my life easier to go and to different places. But this is not the purpose of life. It's just an improvement in life. So people, they always mix between what it is a purpose of life and what it is a purpose of improvement. Improving my, let us say, my income, improving what I can provide to my children. This is always important, but there is something more important, and I find that the most important is to be happy for making others happy. If you can be a person who be loved for being helpful, trust me, your life will be changed. We have Joyce here is asking question. Let us see what Joyce is saying. I'm trying to. Sorry guys, by mistake I exit the page. I apologize for that. I hope my voice is heard. Am I heard? Please let me know if everything is fine. All right. So I don't know. I lost the question of Joyce. Joyce, she was saying that's the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is temporary and joy is eternal. Happiness is self-seeking and materialistic. Joy is living for God and things above. Everyone, as I said, there's people who they are religious. There's people who don't believe in God. There's people who they are spiritual. There's people who they are not. So to make it simple, to help everybody, whoever that person is, don't be selfish and don't make the purpose of life is about you. The second you make everything is about you, it is the same second you decide not to be satisfied. You see, like you see someone like this person and he is seeking help, and then somebody help. Why somebody will help? Give me a reason. The answer is very simple. The person who will help is a person he feel happy to make someone sad happy. That is an accomplishment. Because if all of us we became selfish, all of us we will become homeless. All of us. You see, life, you know, our life is a community life. Is not, we are not a kind of a creature or everyone live alone. We don't live alone. We live in community. So if the community became evil and nobody want to help the individual, then the whole community will end homeless. And homeless not necessarily mean you don't have a house. No, you will be homeless in your house. You will be alone. Nobody care for you. You die, you stink, and nobody will knock at your door. You know what I mean? And remember, guys, this here program have nothing to do with any other religion. Here we have different topic. So if you like it, you can stay. If not, the other channel is for different purpose. So, you know, when I say selfishness is a big problem, selfishness will make you a lonely, homeless person. Even if you have a villa, even if you are wealthy, even if you are rich, you are homeless. You have no home. No home. Even maybe your money can buy you a whole hotel, luxury one. Still you are homeless, because you will feel that you are just a wolf who has no friends, nobody loves him, and he don't trust anyone. And that will make your life ugly and disgusting. John, he said, as we see, the Bible said it is better to give than to receive. And this is exactly what we are saying, my friend. It's about, if you are a person who think about taking, and your joy is taken, not to be happy by giving, then you are losing a big joy, bigger joy. You know, I met many people really, they offer to help and they don't know why. They, you know, actually, you know, sometimes I like to help people, but sometimes I'm afraid they will think about me in the wrong way. You know, like once I helped an old woman, I saw her moving. She's moving to a house, and I right away, I don't even live in that area. I stopped my car in the side of the road, and I came. I said, "Ma'am, you like me to help you?" The woman, she looked at me, and I can tell she need help. I mean, she's an old woman. She is moving alone. She's carrying boxes, but she was kind of suspicious. And then she said, "No, thank you." I said, "It's for free. Don't worry." And then she became more suspicious. And she looked at me and she said, "No, please." Like she's getting angry. And that made me sad, because I wanted to help with good heart. But for her, she thought maybe this guy is a thief. You want to just act like he's carrying my stuff inside the house, and maybe he will take some stuff. However, for me, I did my part. Still, I feel happy that I stopped. I did not see a woman moving by herself and nobody helped her, and I ignore it. Even though she did not accept my help, I did what make me happy. I did the right thing. Someone asking, saying, what about how to keep loving someone stab you in the back? Well, if you love the person, you see, if you notice what you just said, keep loving. So you love that person. If your love is really true, then you should forgive and try to keep your love alive. So if this person, he deserves your love and he will not do it again, and maybe it's good to keep loving this person. I cannot give you, I don't know what your life story is, but you just said something very important. Keep loving someone. So you love him already. And if your love is true, you see, we just showed you the verse in the Bible. Love is patient, kind. Love does not envy or boast. Love is not arrogant or rude. So, you know, when we love, if our love is true, should not be changeable. However, if somebody don't appreciate our love and don't deserve our love, then that love is useless, because love is an exchange, you know. uh, 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 but still, in you as a person, you should be always loving. Don't hate that person even if he stab you on your back. So the best you can do first, not to change to be a hateful person. Don't hate that person. But if you cannot be with this person, just leave the person. If he is a bad person, if he is not trustworthy and he keep doing bad things to you. But at the end of the day, never turn to the mood of being selfish and to be hateful. So you love that person for the sake of love you have for that person for whatever time. Keep the good memory and keep the good love. Never hate. Live. Change the direction of your life. If a person he is destroying your life, well, move away from that person. You try first time, second time, third time, but you see, because to be happy is to find an atmosphere of happiness, and the first atmosphere of happiness is my house. So if I have a wife and she is a bad person, I'm not going to stay with her, you know, because she broke, you know, for me as a Christian, she broke the command of God. You see, the command of God that and the man he should give himself the same as a Christ, he gave himself to the church. This is what the husband do. And the wife, she is to obey her husband, but not because she is a slave or a servant or a maid. That's obedient of love. And the man, he have to obey. In a way, he sacrificed himself to the wife. So, you know, we do things to each other because we love each other, not because we have a duty. So the obedient of love, not because it's a duty to do. And the man, he sacrificed himself as a Christ, he sacrificed himself to the church, not because he's forced to sacrifice, but because he loved to sacrifice. So if you both of you, you know, you are in the mood of I'm going to do whatever make you happy, then both of you will see that both of you, your life will change. Both of you will be focusing in how I can make you happy and how you can make me happy. Nobody is selfish. And that's what I'm saying from the beginning. Don't be selfish, and don't marry someone who is selfish. If you marry a selfish man, he will never love you. He love himself only. If you marry a selfish woman, she never loved you. She married you because she want to get something from you. We do not know what is that. So stay always, you know, try to find someone is not selfish, and stay yourself, because you might think your husband is selfish, but the fact maybe you are selfish too. You see, the problem is most of us, we do things and it is selfish things, but we don't see it because it's about me, you know, it's me. I want to have some things. Like you see someone, his dad is you know, middle class or even poor, and then he cry, you know, buy me, my friends have a new phone, I don't have a new phone. That is a selfish child abusing his parents. And this person, when he grow as a man, he will be the same, because always he center himself and he like to be the first. He don't care for the rest. He don't care who is hungry and who is not. What he care for, he is the one who's going to eat. So because we are talking to all kind of people, who they are religious or not, Christians or not, we say that Christ taught us always not to be selfish, and this is what Christ he did. You see, when Christ, always I read about when Christ he did wash the feet of his disciple, I ask myself, why somebody like him, he will wash the feet of anyone? I mean, imagine this is a person. He is not a king. Based on what we know, he is the King of Kings. He is our Lord. So why you want to wash the feet of anyone? And here you learn the joy of serving others. That is a purpose of life. If you learn how to enjoy giving and serving, and for free. I'm not talking about you work for free, like, you know, all of us, we have to make living, but there is a service we do in our life which is for free. If you learn how to enjoy this service, to make it a joy in your life, the biggest joy in your life, then your life will change. And that can be practiced starting from your inside, you know, in your house, fighting your own selfishness. Then your life will be better. You know, the Messiah said, you cannot, you know, you cannot be a master if you are not a servant, right? In order to be the master, you have to be the servant. You have to serve. In the world today, the master is to be served, and that make that master lonely. He is not beloved. He just a disgusting master who give orders, who want to take, he never stop, he never have enough. So if you are that kind of master, you will never be satisfied, and your purpose of life to be a master, he will go, you are a master, but you are no one, you lost everything. But if you are a master who serve, then everyone around you, even they are lower than you, let's say in degrees of wealth or position or jobs, they will love you because you are a master who serve, not a master who use and abuse. So I throw all those articles I saw in the internet about the purpose of life, I find them very silly. It make your purpose of life stupid by focusing in doing and accomplishing things will not really be purpose of life. That is the purpose of death. What I saw in the articles and the internet, it was to teach you how to die, not to how to live. Because the purpose of life is not buying a house. Buying a house is accomplishment you do in your life for better living style. But that's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life for someone who is a believer is about, I live in righteousness as a servant, and from their fruits you shall know them. So the Bible teach me that my purpose of life to be a tree who gives the fruits, not a tree who eat the fruits. While the rest in the world, they are trying to teach us to be the opposite. There's a fruits, I want to grab it, and that make it the purpose of life for them, and that make their purpose of life is silly and shallow. When you are a person who never have enough, or let's say you are selfish, you will never have enough and you will never be happy. Like I remember once, you know, like in a story about a guy, he was in school and there is a kid in his age. He come to school, he drive a nice car. So he worked hard all summer and etc. and he was able to buy a car. Then this kid, he next year he came with bigger car, nicer car. So he work again, he is sad, he is upset, he is unhappy. He start working again to buy a bigger car like that guy. So he keep going, keep going, keep going. He saw that he went to the house of this kid. He found that his family are wealthy. So his a dream too big to have a bigger house, bigger. But always there is somebody have a bigger house than yours, and always there is somebody have a better car than yours. So what is the purpose of life? I mean, how silly is that? You just made your purpose of life to compete with that person, as if the whole world have nobody except you and him. And when you will stop, What is enough for you? What is going to be good? When you are going to be happy? You just made your life miserable, and the misery will never stop because always you're upset. A woman, she go out, she see a woman, she is carrying a purse, and it's a brand purse. She is sad now. Okay, she worked the whole month, and then she go and buy that purse. But guess what? Now you are more poor than a month ago because you wasted 1 month of your life working like a donkey to get this stupid purse, which is made from plastic. It's not even a leather, just to show off. After a month you bought this purse, and now that woman who is rich, she bought another one. Then what you will do? You work another month to buy another purse. So look what will happen. You will continue like this all your life, and then you will find yourself homeless. Because you were not smart, and you always do decisions based on others. Jealousy. Right? Based on jealousy, and this jealousy is negative, is not something positive. That's why actually it make me angry to see anyone spending money to buy something. It's called a brand. You know, there's stores in USA. They are like called outlet stores. And the funny, you see something was on sale for $400, but in the outlet store for $20. Do you see how much money they are making off of you? Do you see how much silly and stupid you were when you bought those things for $400? How the $400 became $20? You know what I mean? Why you want to spend such a money? My clothes is very simple, cheap stuff, and this is the benefit of having cheap clothes. Nobody will steal them. You know, I mean, there's nothing there. What do you want to take? So if my quality is in a clothing I wear, I hate to wear a suit. I don't feel like myself inside them. I feel like I am, especially with this tie, you feel like a dog in the leech. So just, don't dress what people want you to dress. If the society you live in is a society of showing off, and like my society, Middle Eastern, they love to show off. If you go right now and type in YouTube Middle Eastern wedding party, you will not believe it how much they spend money just because they want to show off. And most of the money they spend is something they borrow. Even they take a mortgage. Imagine, some people, they became so silly, they take a mortgage from the bank by tens of thousands of dollars for a wedding to spend it in one night. They love to show off. And this is an illness and disease spread everywhere. Why people they are buying those brand clothing? To show off. You see, actually, I say to you that when you carry those stuff, it's a sign that you are not being a good person. You are selfish. If you have extra money and you can spend it for $3,000 for a purse, what about helping those poor people who they are homeless? What about feeding a child in Africa? Which one is important to carry a purse like this? I mean, you can get a purse for $15, and it's a good one, and maybe will last longer. I find that buying very expensive, and this is my personal opinion, I'm not putting anyone down, but this is my personal opinion. The second you start involving in buying expensive stuff, number one, it's mean they fool you, they took your money. Literally, they took your money. Like, okay, you want to buy a brand, and do you think there is a purse can cost $2,000? Do you really think that? No, you're paying for the brand. You're paying for the signature of the brand. That's all. That's mean you decide to make someone rich, steal your money, and that is volunteer act of foolishness. Especially if you are a poor person. You know, sadly, you see someone is poor and he is willing to spend. Like, I make videos about buying brands before. You can watch it. And this is actually why I made a video about the TV I bought. I says, why you want to buy those expensive TV? There's a very cheap TVs and they are very good. I need to buy a TV. I have to buy a TV. Okay, so what I do? I go and buy the expensive one, and you buy an expensive one, and after a few months, this expensive one will become a cheap one. Because always there's a new update in the technology, and what you do, you throw the old one and you buy a new one too. The same for the phones. You buy a phone today, you are happy, and you spend $1,000. I mean, it's a rip off. They are fooling you. Trust me, all those phones, it doesn't even cost them $50. And they advertise for it, and then you get excited and you want to buy it. They control your mind. What's wrong with the phone you have? Why you need to change it? Is it not making calls? I mean, what? And they fool you. This phone have a better camera, and this phone, etc. But if this is the purpose, just buy a camera. Camera will serve you for the coming 10 years. Will do better than any phone because it's meant to be a camera. So, you know, in the world today, like we talk about something called the brainwash, and this is true. You know, commercial technology is controlling our mind. They make you eat when you are not hungry by watching commercial and TV. They make you buy when you do not need to buy because they control your mind. Those who make commercial, they study the nature of a human being. It's not made by someone he just trying to sell. No, they have an expert people who have studied the nature, the physiology of a human being, how he think, how he act, what will make him, how he will react. So those commercials are not just made by somebody going being funny in YouTube for 5 minutes. Those are made by very expensive research, company. They make a lot of research in order to make a short commercial. And the purpose is to convince you that you need to buy this. If without it you are not alive. Like you will go, iPhone 11 is coming. Okay, what is the difference between iPhone 11 and iPhone 10? Nothing. I mean, both of them are stupid. And what is the difference between iPhone 10 and iPhone? It's a stupid phone. But you will be living for the future. They made your purpose of life to buy. You are a slave of shopping. You work all day, all month, all year just to buy, making you think that buying make you happy. And this thing never ends. Are Christian Iraqi girls realistic? I don't know. Why are you asking me? There's nothing that's called Iraqi, or there is something. Women and men. There's men who they are into money, and there's women who they are into money. You cannot say a country, the women there, all of them, they are the same. Every nation there is, people from all kinds. So to make it simple, I say the best way to make the purpose of life is, or the best purpose of life is to live seeking the joy of giving fruits, to be excited and happy for helping others, not to seek your own selfishness. The second you focus on yourself, you lost yourself. And you see, when you help others, many people will love you. People even you do not know. Love will come back to you. So I find that the purpose of life mentioned in many articles and books, it's kind of silly, and I find it stupid, and actually will lead you into this deceiving or deceived purpose of life, because all of them, they focus on you and you and you. But the second you focus on you, you became no one. Imagine you are my friend and we go together in a trip, and I notice how much selfish you are. Let us say we are going on a trip and we want to go, I like to go to the beach and you like to go to the mountain, but we agreed to go together. But because you are selfish, you decide that the mountain is the only choice. You don't even want to talk about it. Okay, so I go now with you to the mountain. Second time we go, let us say we want to do something, always it's have to be you and you and you, and then that will make the person who is accompanying you decide to leave you. You are just a selfish person. Those people around you, they sacrifice for making you happy, but you will never sacrifice to make them happy. Life, my friend, is an exchange of love. If everything became about you, then you will find yourself alone. Right? So what do you want is what will happen to you. If what you want is you, then people will notice that everything about you is you. So why they want to be around you? You know what I mean? Why people will be around you? Why people they will even care to have you as a friend? I'm not saying about, I said Middle Eastern in general society. You see that society culture play a big role in the life of the people. Middle Eastern culture, and I am a Middle Eastern, it is about, it's a culture of show off. This is how it is, and that have an impact on the in the crowd. So, but doesn't mean everybody is showing off, and doesn't mean that all men in the Middle East like that, or all women. But generally speaking, this is the scenario. And why you focus in the Middle East? I mean, this is the whole that's it. We are the majority of the world. We are just people like everybody. Middle Eastern, there is bad, there is good, there is smart, there is foolish, there is, I mean, like everybody. Like what? In the Middle East they like to show off, but in your country they don't show off. I mean, so what this brand is about? If nobody buying the brand, the expensive brand, all that mean only Middle Eastern should buy them. But Middle Eastern are not the only one is buying the brand. People who buy brand is around the world from all kind of ethnic. That's mean all kind of ethnic, they like to show off. Showing off is an illness, is kind of feeling insecure, not confidence about yourself. Because you're not confident, you like to buy something expensive, thinking that by having that thing in your hand will make people see you in a better way, because you feel insecure. This is the reason. You see, I just talk about my car, how old it is. It's a very old car, and I don't care. What, you want to stop talking to me because my car is old? I don't care. Don't talk to me. My car is running fine. I'm happy with it. I will not even spend a penny to buy a new car, because if I do, that's mean I'm a fool. The purpose of having a car is to drive you where you want to go. My car doing that, so why want to buy a new car? You know what I mean? So if buying the car will make me look as a better person for you, I don't want you. I don't want you to be in my life. If you will not talk to me because my car is old, well, nice to meet you. Take care. Right? Yeah, look what Lydia, she said. Lydia is beating me. She have a Volvo, is 20 years old, 22 years old. So actually this is a smart move, as long the car is running and doing good, because when you change your car, you see, you just lost a lot of money. Why? Because every year, even if you don't drive the car will lose value. until the car became old, and then the car will never lose value anymore. That's it, because the value is gone. But still it's functioning. So either you are a smart or you are a fool. And if a person will talk to you because you are dressing expensive clothes, then he is talking, he's taking a friend the clothes, not you. And it's mean that this person is foolish. You don't want to be associating with such a person, right? Now, do I like to have a new car? Yes, but I'm not going to pay for it. You know, I'm not going to make the rich companies, car companies, get more richer and I get poorer. So why we cannot be smart? I buy things when I need it because it's a must to have it. Okay, now I have no choice. But do I have a choice? As long as I have a choice not to buy, I will not buy it. The problem is, in this world, we became, the purpose of our life is just to live as a consumer. This is what you see around you. Keep buying, keep buying, keep buying, keep buying, and you never have been. And you see, especially like people who take care too much about their look. You know, I see how women, some women, not all of them, they have obsession with buying expensive stuff, brands, and they want to show off. And look, this woman, she have this. She get jealous right away. I mean, grow up. You better grow up. It is time for you to grow up. If a woman actually, and this is how I see it, she dress very expensive stuff, I don't want to associate with her. I don't want her even to be my friend, because that is giving me a very wrong message about her. She is selfish, she's trying to show off, and she don't care for the poor. As long as you have too much money and you can throw it in the purse, go and feed somebody in Africa. You have too much money? Okay, that's good. I'm not against you to be rich. God bless you. God gave you, give. What this person will do to you? I bought a watch from Walmart for $10. Until now it's working. I have it. I you know, when I go to beach, I go to mountain, I wear it. I don't wear it always, but it is working for many years. $10. I wear it only when like I have to, because like you know, I don't want to carry a phone with me, because these days you have a phone with me most of the time. So, you know, live simple, enjoy your life, and don't be a slave consumer, a buyer, and don't make your purpose of life is to compete about stupid things, about clothing, about a new car. You will never have end of this. You will never have enough. I bought now a new TV, but this TV is going to be here until this TV is burned. Maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, I don't know. I'm not going to change it. Why am I change it? Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't watch. I don't. You know, actually, I don't wear watches. But I said when you go to swim, you cannot take your phone with you, right? Especially if you're alone. You leave your phone, somebody will steal it. So a watch from Walmart for $10, and that's it. So live simple, you know. You know, I see one of the things I like about America, that most of Americans, they don't care really for what you wear, and I like that. In the Middle East, is they care, you know, especially if you are an educated person, you have degrees, and you know, so they are expecting you to be dressing in a certain way. You have to dress in a certain way, otherwise they will not even respect you. But the good thing in America, nobody care even who you are, and nobody care what you wear, and you will see someone is really rich, but he wear nothing. I mean, he's not wearing any expensive clothes. So this is something good in the state. So I think that this is my message for today. It's very simple. Let us make our purpose of life is to be happy by making others happy, and by be able to do that, starting from our family, our life will change. As the Bible says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love bears all things, believe all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. And then don't forget not to be arrogant and not to be rude. When you are a loving person to people around you, try to be kind and to be beautiful with them. And the beauty here is not a beauty about a purse or a suit you wear or a clothes you wear. Be beauty in your behavior. Make your purpose of life is to be a wonderful person. And to be wonderful is to be the tree who give fruits. See, we always I was thinking about making a video about our point of view, and to explain to you, let us do this. Look at this tree. This tree is unique, and it's very important. All the birds in the area, they will find refuge there. Human will sit underneath. And if this tree have a fruits, animals, a human and birds will eat from it. So this tree, it cannot move because it's a tree. It's hauled into the ground. But yet this tree is so beautiful and beloved by everybody. Yet she is just giving. She is not taking anything. Beloved by everyone. The birds, the animals, and the human. The sun is burning you, you sit under the tree. The bird need a house, it's in the tree. There's a fruit in the tree, I'm hungry, I eat from it. So this tree cannot move by nature because it is a tree. But yet this tree became a source of happiness for many. So you can be the tree, but in your case you can move, which means you can earn more love. This tree is fixed in one place, which means only those who they are in that place can enjoy the happiness of this tree. And you can be the tree who can move around and give fruits, give shade, help others, and that will make many and many. Wherever you go, you are happy because your purpose was not you. Your purpose is to be giving, not receiving. And then because you are a person who his target is giving, whatever you receive, you are happy because your intention is not receiving, it was giving. When you make your life purpose is to receive, to take, then you will never have enough, and whatever you receive you want more. But when you make the purpose of life is to enjoy making others happy and to give, then whatever you receive is a blessing and you will be thankful for it. So life can be very simple if you decide to make it simple and beautiful, like this tree and this sky, or it can be ugly and scary, and we live lonely if we decide to be a lonely wolf. You don't want, you close your doors, you know, you are thinking about yourself, and you put the stress of the world in the top of you because the whole focus is on you, and you will never be happy, right? Don't take us out of our topic, please, otherwise we will block you. This channel here is not about what you are talking about. Anyone will be rude in the chat, we will block you. Anyone have a question? I hope I was able to explain myself with my limited English in how we can be really having a better life and how we can have a purpose of life. The purpose of life should not be about me being the purpose of life. The second I make everything about me, I'm no one. You see why you guys are here, and why people they care for Christian Prince, and why people even they support Christian Prince, because they believe that he is not about him. Otherwise nobody will care for me. If a Christian Prince is about himself, then why people will care for him? Nobody will care for me. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. You think about others, you do what you think it's good for others, and then good things will come back to you. I have a big family I never met. I have people asking me to come and visit them from around the world. I never met them. I don't know, they don't even know my name, they don't know how I look like, but yet people are inviting me. So you know, you think about yourself. Like even I said, okay, I'm going to take a break, and then I find myself guilty, and then what? I find myself coming back online again. Why? Because I know there's people, they are waiting for me, and there's people, they are worried about me, and there's people thinking about me. See how life can be beautiful? This is why I consider most of you, because there's some here they don't like me, I consider them my family. They love me, they care for me, even though I do not know them, and that is very beautiful. It's a person, there's no there's no return. I mean, there's no, I mean, what the benefit for you from caring for such a person? His name is Christian Prince. You got no benefit. That is a beautiful purpose of life, to love people who you do not know and to be good to them. You see, if you are good to your daughter, well, she's your daughter. I mean, this is normal to be good to your daughter, or to your son, or to your parents. But to be good to a stranger, that is a different story. That's why the Bible says, Jesus said, I was hungry and you feeded me. I was thirsty and you know, I was in prison and you visited me. I was sick and you came to me. So, but who I am, who is this person I was? The Messiah, he teaches us that this person is me. I am the Messiah. I can be anyone you need, he have a need. By helping him, you are doing it to me. Isn't it beautiful? So why you wanna feed somebody hungry? You don't have to. Why you want to spend your money to feed someone poor? You don't have to. You don't have to, but you love to. And that's what make Christ teaching amazing. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcome me. And this is my case. I'm a stranger, and many of you, they opened their houses for me. When I left in my a few weeks ago, I receive tons of messages. "Hey, CP, if you are here, if the city," they don't even know which city I am, but everybody want to have me in his house. How beautiful it is. So if you can generate love from people who do not know you, that's so beautiful and that's so amazing. And if you can have a bigger family than the normal family you have, that is so beautiful too. And this is what Christ is teaching us, that you feeding a hungry person like this person who we saw in the picture, if you're really in need, not a scam. Because remember, you have to be smart too. Being loving and giving doesn't mean you are a fool. There's people, they do business, you know, and they are more rich than you, so you have to be careful. So I find, you know, for me, I find that Christ, he can give us a great example of how to have a purpose of life. The purpose of life in earth for Christ is to come and save us. What about we make our purpose in life to save others? And that will save me. Because when I chose such a duty, I became a noble person. I became a different person. I became like a person who is coming from sky, not a person coming from earth. I became in a higher level. Instead of focusing about me, what I can accomplish just for normal stuff. And don't take me wrong, all of us, we like to have a new car and we like to have a new beautiful house or even a palace, maybe. I like to have a house just in the beach. I mean, who hate that? I would love to, but this is not my purpose in life. There is something very important. Do not forget that you are not living for yourself only. Jesus said, "From their fruits you shall know them," which means your purpose of life is to be a person of a fruit. Your fruit will recognize you. How people recognize who you are? Not by your name, by your fruits, either good fruits or bad fruits. You go in the neighborhood, you will find a person who have a very bad reputation. He is rude, or he is a drug dealer, or he's a criminal. And there's a person, people, they love him. He's kind, he's peaceful, he's beautiful, he do everything right. The fruits, my friend, the fruits is the purpose of life. Try to be the good tree. What the Lord, he says, the tree which does not give fruits will be cut off and thrown into hellfire. If you are not a believer, if you are a person who don't believe, think about it in other way to make it simple for you. Imagine yourself hungry and there's nobody around you can give you fruits to eat. How ugly life is. Even though your purpose of life now is to eat because you're hungry, because you want to survive, and everybody have a fruits, but nobody want to give you fruits. So if you believe that all of us we should give a fruits, then nobody will be hungry. And hunger here have many levels. It can be about stomach, physically, it can be spiritual, it can be emotional. Share your fruits in a good way. Be loving and be giving. And I find that the poor one not necessarily is a poor of money. The poor one is somebody nobody loves him. That is really a poor person. You live, you spend your life, maybe you make a fortune, and then you find that your kids are desperately waiting for you to die so they can take your money. That is a big failure. You were not able to build life of love around you. You are like a tree in a frozen desert. between the snow. No branches, no leaves, no fruits, nothing. And the cold is coming, and somebody will cut you off to throw you in the stove. You could not warm yourself, even though you have a lot of money. So I hope all of us, we will be able to accomplish what is right. And what is right is to build number of how many people loves us. That is the purpose of life. How many people loves me? How many people care for me? How many people, because you know, the more people loves you, that's mean the more you are doing good to others. The more you are ugly, the more people hate you. Now for sure there's some people they hate you because maybe you are good, but don't count those people. Those people they don't count, and we don't care for them. There's people who they are evil by nature, and they hate you just because you are doing good. It's okay. Those we don't count them, we don't care for them. Those people their envy will destroy them. They are destroyed already. So you know, to make it simple and easy, it's not where you are, it is who you are. And who you are is something you decide by what do you do. And what do you do is not a job. What do you do is how much useful you are for the community around you, starting from your family to your friends and even to strangers, as the Bible says in Matthew 25. If you cannot be good to a stranger, then what is your accomplishment? If you cannot be good to a hungry person, if you cannot be good for a person who needs your help, one day you will need help and nobody will care for you because you taught your own family, starting from your family. You give an example for your family that I want to be selfish. I don't care who is hungry. I don't care who is thirsty. I don't care who is lonely. I don't care who is sick. I don't care who is cold. I care only for myself. And that is death. You live alone and you die alone with your money. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. I hope I was able to share my thought with you, and this is my personal thought. You don't have to agree with it. I'm not saying I am smarter than you, and maybe you guys you have a better way of thinking, but this is how I see life, and this is how I think happiness can be accomplished. And me myself, I find myself very successful, even though I'm not successful in a material way, but that does not make me sad, and never did. I don't really, you know, the Lord always, as the Lord he says, look at the birds, and the Lord always he provide. I never felt I have no provider. Always there's good things to happen. Having a good heart, not wishing evil to others, is very important for your success. When you have evil in your heart, evil will come to you. You get what you wish. Or let us say you pray for evil for others, your prayer will be accepted, but most likely is going to be happen to you. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you, and I hope to see you soon again. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel here if you like this channel. We don't have, you see here now, we don't have many people here because you know, we don't have action. People like action, they like fighting. Speaking about love and etc. is not attractive, sadly, for people. They like to see this is why, you know, what is the most attractive sport is the one mostly bring violence. People like violence, sadly. Even football became about violence. It's not about sport no more. People, they kill each other in the stadium. They burn each other in the stadium. So human being is very much deceived, and very much became a product of something not right. The DNA changed. Our taste in life changed. The media destroyed us. The movies destroy us. Today we enjoy someone. His name is John Wick. 25 years ago, they used to make a movie about good guys going after bad guys, even though it's violent. But supposedly there's a good guy, and he is the good guy. Today, the good guy is a thief. He's an assassination person. Today, the good guy is somebody, he steal a bank and he have a blonde girl wearing no clothes in his car. Today, the good guy, the smart guy, is the one who make money by killing people. This is what they try to teach you and trying to teach your kids. So you have to be careful in what the outcome of this. The outcome of this, that this world is going to be destroyed. For our children are driven into violence and hate and selfishness, because the value of good and bad is changing. For a long time, people, they used to teach their children that to be a thief is bad, to be a criminal is bad, to be a drug dealer is bad. Today they are teaching you that if you want to have a big house, here we go, let me show you this drug dealer what he have. You want to make easy money? Okay, don't work in 8 hours behind the cashier machine. Go and work in a striptease club. They will put $100 in your panty in 2 minutes. This is what they want you to be today. So either you are going to be smart, and your purpose of life will not be about being stupid, letting others abusing you by destroying your ethic, because ethic destroy. The second you lose your ethic, you are gone. You are history. You are no one. You don't even have any purpose of life. You are just like a creature who want to live as a creature. There is no point of view. So I want to say thank you for being here. Somebody keeps saying about the Book of Enoch. I don't know what does that mean. I don't know. Sometimes I find myself, people, they speak about things I have no. What this guy is talking about? People, Book of Enoch. What is that? What do you want to say? I mean, what does this have to do with our topic? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't know. People, they are coming. I think this guy is misunderstood what we do in this channel. Maybe he think I am in the other channel. In this channel, we don't talk about this about religion really. So if you have a question, you can ask me in different channel. Yeah, I know what the Book of Enoch, but what does have to do with my topic? I mean, look, the name of the video, the title is How to Find Your Purpose of Life, and then you ask me about the Book of Enoch. What does have to do with my topic? It's like going to the pharmacy, ask him, do you have tomato? Right? Learn always, please, that questions have the right time and right place. Imagine you are going to a funeral, and there's people, there's a guy, is a dead guy in the room. And then you ask a person, hey, when we have a party, when your party of your birth, your son, this is the wrong time to talk about party. It's a funeral. So we have to be smart and ask the questions in the right time. There is righteous selfishness, Prince. I don't know what they mean, Joyce. But you cannot be righteous and selfish, because righteousness about being given. You see, one of the major what we just said, Jesus said, from their fruits you shall know them, right? So all the fruits of a believer of righteousness is in giving. So how you can be given and selfishness in the same time? It's impossible. You know what I mean? Can you talk about God's plan in our life? I just mentioned that actually we did, because when we spoke about not to be selfish, and from their fruits you shall know them, and giving the fruits is how will be recognized. That is the purpose. The purpose is learn how to enjoy being a giving person, not receiving. If you focus on receiving, you are dead, you are lonely, you're alone. You are just a person in a room, and the whole world became empty, cold, because you are the purpose of everything. You became the center of everything, according to your thought, according to your mind. So if you are a person who think in such a way, then you are a dead person already. You are not dead after 20 or 30 or 50 years. No, you are dead. You are selfish. You live alone, you die alone. Selfish person is a person always will die alone. And not only that, even people, they get happy if he die, because during his lifetime he made a lot of enemies, and the enemies, they hate him for his being selfish, not because for his being good. So if you are a person who you when I think about, you see, when I talk about things, I try to talk to everybody, including Christians. Somebody who don't believe in God, he will not understand what you are saying. But to make it simple, fight selfishness. And this is why me myself, I don't like people to practice yoga. Yoga, it teach you how to be selfish, not to be giving, because you sit in your bum for long, and then you are thinking about one thing, yourself. It's just you. The whole world is you. There's nothing in this earth except you. Yoga does not teach you about thinking of others. Yoga teach you about getting rid of thinking about anything and focusing yourself to be the center. This is a very bad training, because we do not need yoga. Already we are practicing that all day long, thinking about ourselves, what we will do to ourselves, what I will buy to myself, what I will accomplish to my. So why I need to focus on myself again in 2 hours or 3 hours exercise? Yoga, actually, it is totally the opposite of what Christ teach. It is totally the opposite. Now, if yoga is like a movement of a sport, this is a different story. But I don't see it as a sport anymore. Mostly, it is something, for me, I find it silly. You don't have to agree with me, but I find it very silly. I find it silly and peace and selfishness. What about you do yoga and cut the grass of your neighbor who is old? What about doing yoga by seeing an old woman, she have nobody to help her to clean the house? Here we go, you have a better yoga. You know what I mean? You want to do sport, you want to do exercise? Okay, here we go. So what we do, we kill some of our priceless time, which we will never have again, by sitting in our bum for 2 hours, and supposedly now we are doing yoga. Now, if you are doing a sport, like physical sport, you do not need to call it yoga, call it whatever, it's sport. No problem, that's good. As long trying to stay healthy and stretching your bones and your muscles, that's good, this is not bad. But to be focusing on yourself and forget about everything else, that's not a good practice. How can we talk about suicide? How suicide? Actually, the topic here is about that too, because if I lose my purpose of life, and my purpose of life became about me, then anything happened destroying the purpose I lived for, that will lead me into suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean? So, like, you spend your life trying to do something, trying to make $1 million, and then you invest all money in the stock market, and you woke up in the morning, it's gone. So what you did exactly, you made your purpose of life something can be lost easy, can be destroyed easy. So you lost the money, you lost the purpose of life, and then you commit suicide. So a human being, by living for himself, he is leading himself into death, either slowly or fast. By having expectation always because of things you do, then always you will have disappointment. You might have some success, but most likely you will have more failure than success, and that will make your life miserable. But if you do things based on love, not based on expectation of your own, then whatever you receive, you will be happy. You will not be suffering really. Suffering always comes because you expect something to happen. You have expectation. Like, you know, when the Messiah was in the cross, and the Jews at that time, they were shouting, his blood in his our hand and our children's. Jesus said, forgive them, Father, they don't know what they are doing. So Jesus here is teaching me that love is extremely important, and love will destroy the bad things will happen. I mean, how bad things can be more than being in the cross? How ugly it can be more than being in the cross. Yet even though he's in the cross, he says, forgive them, Father. Why? Because he have love. So he did not feel he lost. He's a winner, because even in the cross he is thinking about them, not about himself. If I am me, myself in the cross, I will be maybe cursing them. I will be like, what you did, look what you did to me. Imagine the pain. Imagine the horrible pain. Yet he is not thinking about his bleeding hands, his bleeding feet, and his dying slowly in the cross. He is thinking about them. So if we reach and we are able to think in life to be not about us, to be about things we love to do to help others, that can change our life a million degree. And then our sadness, or let us say the saddest spots in our life, will disappear slowly and fast, maybe, because always I am happy for accomplishing something I can do to help others. I am not the center. I am not living for myself. My happiness is different happiness. The more you exercise enjoying helping others, the more you have a better purpose of life and more stable. It's like an investment in a very secure investment. Well, anyone, you see, guys, you guys are talking about trying to disturb our topic. We are talking about something very spiritual, and some people, they are being funny. I hope people will be serious and they will think about what we are saying in a very serious way. You know, me myself, I went through a lot of things in my life. You know, just to make it simple, imagine you are a Middle Eastern, an Arab, who come to America. You have nothing. I mean, you lost everything. Your family, you don't have anything. You are just a stranger. You don't speak good English. And then you have to learn English. You have no friends. You have nobody. I mean, how big the loss is? It's a huge. Imagine I used to go a chat room and I say hello guys, but instead of saying guys, I say gays, and they bounce me. I'm just trying to learn English. I go to chat room to learn English, but I was saying gays instead of guys, and I was wondering like why they are, you know, they bounced me from the chat room. Why I was kicked out? What I did, you know? This is how bad it is. You can imagine how bad. So I'm saying hello, guys, and then a second after, they curse me, and then they bounce me out. Like, what I did, I don't know what I did. So it is very hard. It's very bad. Yet I did not give up. I'm a person. The first time I get a computer, I turn it on. I do not know how to turn it off. I hit the same switch which you turn off the turn on the computer to turn off the computer. This is how bad it was. 3 weeks after I learned how to do web design, just 3 weeks, from a person who did not know how to turn on and turn off the computer, to a person who designed for the first time a website. I even study JavaScript. You know, like, I cannot say study like to be professional, but I know I learned a lot about it. So I'm telling you that you go through a lot of things in your life, and either those things will make you stronger or they will destroy you. So which one you want? What do you want to be? However, from a person who his English is funny and he is no one, to a person writing books and teaching people and bringing people to Christ, and it's I mean, it's a crazy journey. And me myself, I never thought about it. So you choose what you want to be and what you want to be as a purpose of life for you. What do you want to be? You want to be a person who is crying for being a stranger, or you want to be a person who is not a stranger no more, and you have a big family? I have families all over the world. I have people who love me in Indonesia, in Thailand, in Philippines, in USA, in England, in Germany. I mean, life is amazing. And all of this for a very simple reason. My purpose of life was not about me. I improve myself, I educate myself, and I share what I have. Everything I have, I share. In India, for sure. I mean, everywhere, you know. So you need to learn how, you know, like when you say I'm sad, I'm going to commit suicide. I mean, okay, what you did, nobody even will remember. You go. This is not even as smart of you. That means you are being stupid. You die alone. What you did, first you commit a crime because you have no right to kill yourself. This is a gift given to you by God. And secondly, you hurt many people around you, like your mother, your father. They make them sad. You see, even for me, I fear death for one reason. I don't want to make somebody loves me cry. Otherwise, I don't care really for dying today, now. Actually, I prayed to the Lord that He will not make me live until I get so old, which means I get sick. I don't, you know, I want to be, I pray for Him, but I will never, you know, I mean, I don't love dying, but I don't love to live just to live. I want to be living, able to do things. If I became a person who cannot move and talk and etc., so what the point of me? I want to give fruits. This is why I don't care if I die now or tomorrow, if I am unable to give fruits. But if I, as long as I can give fruits, I pray the Lord will give me the ability, and I stay. The day I cannot give a fruit, I pray that the Lord will take me, because my mission, I believe it's over. I did my mission. From their fruits you shall know them. Right? So either you are going to be a strong person who says, you know what, I have a long journey to go, and I want to give, not I want to take. And by giving you will take anyway. Trust me. By giving you will take, but don't ask for it. It's going to come by itself. People who you help them, they will help you. And I am not a Christian pastor, my friend. I'm no one. I'm no one. I'm not a priest. I'm not a bishop. I'm no one. You know, I'm a person. You know, I don't call myself a priest. I don't call myself a bishop. You know, I'm no one. Exactly no one. You know, we just mentioned how the Lord himself, he washed the feet of his disciple. At that moment, Jesus is saying to you, I'm like no one, even though he is the master, he's the Lord. So if our Lord, he washed the feet, how I can be anything? This is the Messiah himself washing feet. I did not wash the feet of any of you. So the best example we have in life is to be the Messiah who was in the cross, yet he is thinking about forgiveness. He was the Lord for them, but yet he is washing their feet. He was the person who can give life to the dead, yet he did not, and he was not so proud about himself. I mean, imagine you can do that. Imagine now you have the power of giving life, the power of healing. I mean, you will be like a beast, because kings will bow down in front of you. This guy, he can bring me to life again. How much money you can make, how much power you can earn. How many kings will bow down just if I die, please bring me back to life. Yet the Messiah, he ride a donkey. He washed the feet of his disciple. And not only that, he says to them, if you don't let me do it, you don't know me, I don't know you. And he made it clear, in order to be the master, you have to be the servant. So my friend, life, the purpose of life for a successful person is to be a servant, not to be a master. All the articles I saw in the internet is teaching you how to be a master. That is a wrong purpose. Because to be a master in the way they are making you being a master, not by serving, that's mean you are abusing others. That's mean you have many people who hate you. That's mean you will lose everybody around you. That mean maybe you will be rich, but you will die alone and lonely. And maybe even your family, they will be waiting for the day you die so they can inherit you. But if you are a person who is a master because you give, because you have a fruit of love, people, they make you master. You don't make yourself master. If you make yourself master, you will be hated by everybody. But because people loves you and they call you a master, that is amazing. So if you can reach that and accomplish to be a master by people who loves you, for you are giving and loving, amazing person, that is the best accomplishment you can be doing in your life. That can be the purpose of your life. But the purpose is not to be a master. The purpose is to be a servant. But because you were a servant, they made you a master. How beautiful it is. The one who seek himself, he lose. What is the benefit of you win the whole world and you lost yourself? So we win the whole world and we lose ourselves. But the one who seek serving the world, he will win himself. And he will win the Lord too. He will win heaven. So your win is double win. And that's why the Lord, he says, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. And what his will? It's in the front of you. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. And the rest continue. It's a love message. It's love. Doing the right things for people even you do not know. Being a servant, you live to serve based on love, not based on taking and receiving. And then the good things will come back to you. And those who you serve them, they will call you master. And they will make you one. Thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you. With this, I finish for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Until we see you again, Christ is Lord. And I pray for all of us to have better understanding for the purpose of our life, starting by loving our family, our neighbors, our friends, and the strangers who need your help, especially because they are strangers. Because they are strangers, they need your help. Thank you guys. Take care, and may the Lord bless you. Bye-bye.